Hello, guys. Welcome to Talent Talk. My name is Chingaze. That's pronounced talent with a capital T and talk in the normal Judeo-Christian way. So today you guys are super lucky because you're going to be speaking to Miss Sandi Summers. You've heard of her. She's done like over 70 films, had 40 nominations. Let's talk about her 30 failures, shall we? If she's still with us, it's going to be great. Now, Sandi won't tell you this because frankly she doesn't know, but she is my mentor. So anything I do from this point on, please write to Sandi. We'll get you her address later. Help me welcome Miss Sandi Summers. Where is she? Hello, Sandi. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, okay.
I was going to say my spirit animal. I don't believe that's cool anymore. So mentor. There it is. And I know we never talk and I never ask you questions, which I don't plan to either today. But I don't know. There's something, you've got a, whatever this is.
Sticky fingers?
An essence. There's an essence. And just by being near you, I think people learn things.
Like what? What do you think? What did you learn by being next to me?
Where did we meet? We met on. Did you say it was a weird question?
No, super interesting.
You asked me. Okay, that's how we're doing this. Oh Lord, I'm already not listening to my sticky notes on my computer. I think we met on a James Rexigler joint, and you were doing like lighting or something. You were just helping, right?
DP for.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was DP for half of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes,
okay.
It was the black and white. It was at the basement of the Cecil, right?
Right, and there was no heat because they had stopped running that as a place, and they brought in generators that would just do lighting, and all the other actors decided they'd smoke cigarettes because you could see your breath. It was so cold, and I was the only one that wasn't a smoker, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm smoking now. But I didn't know how important you were. As a filmmaker, and I already forgot to mention that you had been awarded the Spirit of Helen in 2019 or something, as being contributing to media in all of Alberta, like all of it, even those little places that no one cares about.
All of it.
It's pretty impressive.
Every town.
Was that like a key to the city? Can you go to I don't know, Nanton? Where the hell is Nanton? It might not even be in Alberta.
it's like less than an hour south of us.
Okay, so it's totally in Alberta. Can you just walk into any place and listen, I've got the Spirit of Helen Award. Actually, forget that. How come you don't have any of these trophies behind you? Like I have some toys and comic books and other. How come you didn't situate your interview and just have some lovely things? Why didn't you do that? Is it because you're a better person than the rest of us?
I was going to say, obviously you and I are different people, and our intent and motivation for doing things may be very different. So I'm
in it for the women. You want me to be honest? I'll be honest. What's your thoughts?
It's super awesome to win things. It's a wonderful way to get recognition. Like the Spirit of Helen Award I got that quite a while ago, and the Outstanding Artist Award in Calgary. And they were great because it looks upon kind of, your mentorship for one, and also your body of work. So I think that it's really great to have those honors. And the trophies that come along are there's around the house in different places, maybe in boxes.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it here first. That's what she thinks of trophies. So stop giving her things.
No, it's like, why would you? No, it's like, honestly, like I love the sentiment, and I love that there's some recognition. for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I could have, I'm going to say I could have won an Ampia, but that's not true. I think I did win an Ampia, but I just didn't pay the $200 to get the piece of glass. I was just like, yeah, all right, thanks. I don't know if I don't think they love that. You know what I mean? Have the big show and you place the things. First of all, I think this is going great. Just so you're aware, I think I'm doing very well.
You're doing a great job.
I was very nervous, and at some point I'm going to relax. I plan not to look at my questions for a while.
We worked together again. You were in that the art when I was doing art direction for the photo shoot. You were in the photo shoot. Do you remember that?
I do. I don't call it a photo shoot. I call it a thing for the United Way, because it was for the United Way.
Yeah, City of Calgary. Well, close enough.
It said United Way on it. I mean, I don't read things, but it was there, wasn't it?
And then there was this other time I remember running through Carburn Park, and you, when I was like, running by, and I'm like looking at the nice pond and the ducks, and I see you in a dinghy and a suit. Now, okay, seriously, what are the chances of the day that I'm just running through Carburn Park that you're in a dinghy in a suit rowing?
Well, first of all, I find myself in dinghies often. And two, I'm wearing a suit because I'm not a farmer. I think it was because it was winter. I think that was the part that it was freezing.
It was a total black suit like that you wear to like high-end events.
Yeah, no, that's how they got me in the movie. Literally, that was the scene. They're like, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. But I do anything, obviously, because I'm here. So, what was I?
Back to me. Ask me something. Come on, Jenkins, ask me something.
Listen, so I don't know this because I didn't research it. Let's talk about Herland for a second. Yeah. Okay. Did you just double thumb me?
I did.
Okay. This is more a single thumb situation. Herland started in 1989 while I was still in school. Okay, so in my brain I was like, I think she started it. Or when did you get involved with them, if not starting it?
Yeah, so Herland was a film festival. And so it started off as a film festival. And probably the last few years of the film festival, I started doing a workshop for women. And then Herland as a festival ceased to exist. And then it took through
no fault of your own.
Through no fault of my own.
Okay.
Fault of many other things, but not mine. And took a couple of years hiatus, and then asked CSIF if they wanted to partner with me, and then brought it back in a different format. It used to be it was always maybe like a 2-week intensive, and now it's like a 4-month program.
Okay.
But yeah, since the maybe 1998 might have been the first one.
Okay. It's very strange. I don't remember when I started getting involved in the film thing, but I hadn't heard about it for a number of years. And then it sort of came with a new logo or some this or that, or I don't know. Yeah. Maybe there's some women in it that I want to hit on. I've been in a relationship for 30 years. I don't know why I went down that route.
I don't.
I can see my producers saying, move on. So let me tell you some of their names. No. Okay, but is there still a festival component?
No.
Or when you're done? Oh, when you're done, you're like, look, kids, you know everything there is to know about film. Bugger off. Is that it?
Is that not enough? No. We do a screening. We have a screening.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, do you know last year we had it in
I remember last year. How do you mean no? Like in the biblical way?
We had it.
Oh, hey, thank you. Sorry. Michael Johnson asked what your social handle is. And so my producer's on it. Michael asked a day ago, but we've got it now. All right.
There we go. Go ahead. So we had it at a drive-in in the middle of the winter. And we had volunteers come out and we had to like shovel places to park, and it was great. Like Calgary went out in the middle of winter to watch a screening at a drive-in, freezing their butts off. I just loved it. I loved it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you say how many people normally get in the program? What do you cap it at?
5 or 6. Yeah, capped at 6.
Oh, 5 or 6. It just depends. It depends on how good their cover letter is. What font did they use? You're like, yeah, we're getting in a 6th person.
So that's for writers and directors, but then we also have DPs. So we have 5 or 6 DPs. Some years we do editing. Last year we did coloring and sound. So sometimes we mix it up, but we always have directors and DPs. And the directors also have to write their own scripts. So they also get story editing through the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
it's free. It's free.
And I was just going to say, and it's cheaper than going to SAIT. One would assume.
Free. Yeah, totally. And a lot of the films have gotten into festivals and have gotten women more work. So, I like Her Land is Roots. Like we just keep it local, and we just kind of work with everyone where they are and just try to help them advance their careers. That's the main thing with it.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. And then I wonder if they have like a little alum or something, have a little thing next to their name, like I volunteered for the Carter Center once, and it was just like, I would just mention it, and they're like, that was 19 years ago. And I'm like, shut up. Okay. What are you trying to say? I don't care about homes for poor people. Not in my neighborhood. All right. I'm going to now get to my, do not raise your eyebrows at me.
I rose 1.
Oh, I only have 1 to raise, so forgive me. Why did I? So I'm going to go to my questions now, which I know, which is the first sign of defeat for me. It means this is not going well, and I've got to go to my cheat sheets. Oh, yeah, thanks. Matt has written something as helpful as you were earlier before we started this. So we're going to ignore that. Can we strike that? Producer, can we just
Matt
unfollow Matt Water? You piece of now they're all in cahoots. Putting that up on the screen.
Hey, can you ask me another question? Hey,
yeah, sure.
Remember me?
I wrote, it doesn't have to always be about you. Like, you've won a lot of things. I adore you. We're doing this. Why don't you just relax a bit?
Can we do maybe a 50-50?
Sure. Ooh, that reminds me. There's some, what the hell? It was some trans thing. And they're doing 50-50 tickets. I haven't got my 50-50 tickets yet. Just talk about something for a second. I got to pick up the tickets for some trans thing. My pen stopped working. I'll just remember. Okay, so I wrote, are you into, hey there, are you into meditation at all? I feel like you'd be into some of that new age feel-goodery. Is that anything? You do any of that?
I'm all about the new age feel-goodery.
Yeah? You do walkabouts in the woods?
Have you been following me?
I mean, you followed me to that park, okay?
I'm an avid meditator, hardcore, and I actually have my teacher certificates, so I'm actually a meditation teacher.
Oh, you can pass it on.
I can pass it on. I can facilitate. I can do stuff. Yeah.
Sweet. So how many years have you done that?
I've been doing facilitating meditation regularly, probably since 4 years ago. Okay. And then just over COVID, I got my certificate.
And I'm also just over COVID, so that's good. I wrote down start your day, and there's a question mark. I don't know if it's for me to understand what the hell I wrote or if it's for you. I want to know how you start your day. Maybe that's what I wanted to know.
You seriously want to know what I do in the morning?
Yeah.
I get up. I do everything that works with the cats. So as in feeding, so everything a cat needs to do. So I take care of the cats. I make some tea. Then I go upstairs into the room where I meditate. And I meditate in front of this thing that has a whole bunch of different things. Like maybe it has like different things I can do each day, depending on what mood I'm in to meditate to. And then I meditate anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour.
Wow. Okay. I was wondering, so it's almost an everyday, or it is basically a religion, or religiously you're doing it every day?
I'm religiously doing it, non-religious, relative.
Wow. Okay. Lovely. So what the hell did you do 4 years ago with your hour? You just wake up and you're like, you just be angry at things. You never asked who you were? Okay.
Like totally, like
Has it centered you? Has it relaxed you?
100%. So I mean, I'm always chill on the outside. I think it's just like my chill. This is my face. Like it just doesn't. It's not a hyperactive face. Mm-hmm. And I also have a really chill like vibe. But it has. I can say it's changed my life. Okay. Which is why I started facilitating it, and I wanted to kind of get further into and understand like how did it change me so much, and just some of the groups that I do. Why is it changing everybody in ways that are so? It makes, you know what it does? It just makes you a better version of you.
I will take it on consideration. No, actually, I just started doing a little meditating, but it's like the worst. Cole's Notes version, listening to Russell Brand, and it's just like, I'll just take 5 or 10 minutes and I'll just be like, oh my God, who am I? And then I'm like, and then you do your mantras and then you come out of it and you're like, one day this will stick. This will work one day. Not yet. All right, check on that. Jesus Christ, do you know what my second question is?
Oh my, I'm afraid. I'm scared. What is it?
What do you worry about? Who wrote this?
What do I worry about?
Yeah, what do you worry about? Do you worry about, you can't worry about being forgotten because you've made things. I worry about being forgotten. What do you worry about?
I don't worry about being forgotten.
No, that was me.
What do I worry about? Well, that can go into a whole other route, but I kind of worry about the way the world is going. I worry about the polarity that's growing in the world. I worry about how, we're becoming, so isolated in certain ways. I worry about big things like that.
Okay. And does this worry or the asking questions or solving questions come through your work or come out through your work?
Well, I think living in such dualistic and polarity, I think that my meditation really helps me to massage those internal feelings when I have them. So I think I'm much more aware of how polarizing world we're in right now for me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I definitely meditate, part of my meditation calms me in terms of, wanting to honor all voices, regardless if I agree with them or not, and to not carry it.
Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting because I get asked once in a while by the better half. I just pointed off in this direction. She could be that direction. Why do I have certain people on my Facebook still? Because they are whatever, terrible people or anti this or weird racist. And I'm like, it's just kind of good to hear the nonsense. You can't just only listen to the people who agree with you because then there's nothing. You need to hear those, for lack of a better term, morons, and then be like, no, I'm still safe and secure with what I'm doing. But sorry, when I meant dealing with these things, I didn't mean through meditation, obviously, because that's across the board, I assume. That'll be like anything.
Yeah.
I meant through your work, writing, films.
Yeah.
Are you trying to solve any of these or just ask the questions?
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. Like I think sometimes the psychology of people and how we relate to each other is probably super important to everything that I do, and who we are as real people, who we are in our secretive aspects, who are the people that we want to show to the world, and who do we not want to show to ourselves, let alone to the whole world. So if you look at like Ice Blue, the characters in that, it being like a, on the surface looking like such a beautiful, close relationship between a father and daughter, when you go down that road, you realize that there's just no truth in that. And what's the effect of that if you're living and participating in a lie? And Hailey Rose that I'm shooting down east in the spring also has to do with, who are we if we don't really face up to what we've done? So it's super. I find those aspects are probably all questions or situations that I've had in my life where I've had to sit back and really ponder about, who am I in this moment? Who am I?
Exactly. Who am I and why the hell am I doing this show? That's you talking and me listening, sort of. What, I wonder, if, like a really chill person, if you, whatever it is, eat, exercise, mental exercise, and you get to a place of just oneness and super comfortable in your own, what does that person write? What angsty, do you know what I mean? Like, I would be worried about getting to a point where I'm so, I don't know, comfortable that I just couldn't, you just couldn't bring the whatever. I'm not saying you're anywhere near that. You're only 4 years in. You got some time. I think you'll still get some stuff out. You worry about that being too?
No, but I have heard that before. But here's the way I look at it. So if you imagine that, so say premeditation, let's just go there. So, so I carry every emotion, good or bad, and that's a quality that people put on something. It's just an emotion, but, and then I come to a place where I can grow that emotion to even more emotions, because just by becoming centered and calm doesn't mean that all the other emotions, like being pissed off or being angry or being excited, go away. What it means is you are fully open to feeling it all. So it's actually more intense because you have taken yourself to a place of vulnerability that you're open without any protectors or any shields in front of you to receive. So it's not that if I'm happy, that doesn't mean that someday I don't wake up totally pissed off or have a situation where I'm really angry about something. It just means I feel it more because I've chosen to actually feel what I truly feel instead of trying to disengage it and push it away.
Okay. I understood most of those words, but certainly not in that combination. Explain it to me later. I don't want to lose any of the viewers. Damn, I had something in there and then I lost it. Back to the notes.
Oh man.
Trust the notes. Why are you worried about the notes? First of all, they were made by human hands earlier.
I have to say sometimes I don't know if you're asking me the question or yourself just saying it out loud.
Listen, Sandi, don't start with me. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, don't start with me. End with me. That is what if you remember any of our conversations, that's what I always asked. I don't care where you go and what you do, end with me. Do you have any goals left to accomplish? Is there some, yeah, what do you want to, well, I'll just leave that. You can interpret that any which way you want. You're an adult. Or I can help. Do you want me to help? I'm having my cold.
Sure. Why do you help me? What should I say?
Oh, hey, this is from a film set that I wasn't on. And I wish I could remember what it was right now. Fortunate Son.
Oh, lovely.
If anyone's seen Fortunate Son, got this from those sons of bitches. I didn't get to read for it.
Goals. Let me answer the damn question.
Yeah, I was trying to get you. I was giving you that minute of genuine contemplation.
That minute does not allow contemplation. No, I'm listening to you. That's what I do.
That's the first problem.
So
yeah.
I'm present with you.
That's
so
problems 1 through 3.
How do I go, oh, he's talking. I can just like, blow him off and think of a few answers. I'm not like that.
I was just now thinking about kissing Bugs Bunny when he's in drag. Was that weird? That's when you were talking. That's exactly what I was thinking about. It's a thing you can do. Now, if you meditate a little bit more, Sandy, I think you'll get there. Goals.
Meditation
damn you.
will allow me not to be present in my moment. I love that. That's great. That's a new form of meditation. I don't think anyone's come up with that one.
I'm starting it tomorrow.
When I became an adult and thought back or saw Elmer Fudd getting married to Bugs Bunny, it occurred to me that there was a lot going on in that I never thought of before, even to the degree of what gender was Bugs Bunny. But anyway, going back to goals, I would say that it totally, like, my whole head went when I was like, wow, that's even weirder than I thought when I was a kid. So back to goals. I've had a goal for a long time to stop having goals. Now I understand that that's a goal. And I think that as a goal, like, I have really like specific goals. Like, when I wrote Hailey Rose, I really wanted to do it. It was really important to me because it takes me back to Cape Breton where I grew up. It brings the people that I grew up with to, brings those people to life. And it was a culture that I really loved. So it's definitely a goal to do that. And I think outside of that, my goal is to just live a fulfilled life, even if I'm hiking in a mountain or running across Carbon Park or gardening, just to feel fulfilled in everything I do.
Are you a big gardener? Because we got wrecked the other day with the hail.
Oh, we didn't. We have a lot of big trees that envelop us, that protect us. I think, yeah. So I had no damage. Didn't even know it happened.
Damn it! All right, you lucky thing. I bought like 12 or 13 trees because we've only been here 3 years, so we only have a couple of big ones. I never said goals. I might have said goals. I said left to accomplish. Doesn't matter.
I have nothing left to accomplish.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Because I always hear, are you lying to me? Because I always hear like, people that are like, oh, make a vision board and then blah, blah, blah. And I've always thought that was kind of nonsense. Like, for myself, I only had a couple of things at the very beginning. Stop doing background, start getting paid, start in something. That's it. You know what I mean? They're just little pinpoints. And then as soon as you kind of got to, you're like, this is dumb. Just try and be better and move on. I'm only speaking of work, obviously. As a human, I stopped growing when I was 17. What else? Oh, hey, this one's one of those lousy questions. Because you write. Do you write all the time? That's not the question. Are you always writing?
I write a lot, yeah.
Okay. Do you listen to music when you write?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Like, that's weird to me. That's weird. Is it a concentration thing?
Yep.
Okay.
I have I have dyslexia, and I have other kind of conditions that don't allow me to comprehend easily.
Monkey paws? You got a case of those monkey? I saw your thumbs. You double thumbed me earlier. Okay. Totally off topic, and because nothing's been on topic. What are they called? Audiobooks for the lazy. Do you listen to audiobooks at all? No. Okay, because I sort of do, and I don't mind them. And I love when the actual author is reading the damn thing. But if you try and read something while an audiobook is playing, then my brain turns off.
I can
Like
see
even
that.
if it's just a passage, even if it's like literally just like a tiny paragraph, and then I lose both things.
No, when I'm in places, I just want to fall asleep. It's like my thing with Chantal, my partner. Like she's learned about this, but I would say, "Hey, tell me a story when you were 5," and she'd get excited and tell me a story when she was 5, and I'd be like out like a light. Hey, tell me a story when you're 9.
That's horrific. That's horrific. Okay, she must love you because like. If someone asks me a story from my childhood, or like, oh, tell me about how your family something escaped some bullshit, and they fell asleep, that'd be the end. I would leave. I would leave at that point.
Changas, tell me a story about when you were 21.
Let's see, 21. I don't think I have any good stories about 21.
I'm sure you do.
No, I don't. I've got good stories about being 6. When I started shaving. Are you you're gonna have to go back. They don't teach acting in Herland, do they? Because all right, where was I?
I have no idea. I don't have a clue.
Hold on. Sandi hates music like the Taliban. Got it. I don't why's my producer waving at me? Shit. Hey, you got any favorites? Take a minute. I don't care. Favorite film. When I wrote favorite films or film, I meant film, filmmakers, actors. I hoped it would open up a thing into your brain. And it doesn't have to be Canadian. You got any, yeah. Something that, how about what got you into the damn thing?
I love The Celebration.
Danish?
Yeah.
Dinner party?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I totally loved it, and loved how the whole thing was filmed and dealt with, and so that one for sure was the first movie that I saw that I felt was really inspired me. Although there's such amazing crafts people, the Dogma 5 guys and women. So that one was great, and I love films like Natural Born Killers. Like I can watch that one forever.
Weird. You know what? It didn't do it for me.
Oh.
Didn't do it for me.
That opening scene?
Hey, it has highlights. Don't even. It has highs, but it just didn't yeah, like Taxi Driver. I kind of hate Taxi Driver. It's very weird. Like I love the team. Adore the team.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of useless. Sort of useless. It's about 3 minutes too long at the end. It ends on the couch, and then there's more, and you're like, what? Ugh. Anyway. Okay, so what about Canadian stuff? Do you ever any standouts?
Yeah, for sure. Like I think when Deepa Mehta was doing her work, like Fire, when I just saw Fire, and that was like decades ago, and dealing with those issues, and what I just, constantly thought about what she had to deal with in order to get her films out. And she continued to do it, and she's still doing it. So for sure, I heard The Mermaid Singing was also another one that I felt was really inspiring because it was actually lesbians were in it. And, I know lesbians in theory. I was going to make a terrible joke. I stopped myself. Gary didn't have to. Now, The Mermaid Singing is giving me just a vague picture. Is that one of the main stars in it? Do you remember the actresses in it? There's like a really thin lady. Yeah.
Damn it. Was she in the last? Was she in the? There's that really great Canadian film. It's like Don McKellar and then that guy who isn't very nice. I forgot his name. Callum Keith Rennie. He didn't seem. I've met him. He wasn't very nice. But anyway, the last day, Sandra Oh was in it. It was the end of the world. Was it? Does that sound like?
I didn't see that.
No, it was great. But then I think one of the actresses from that film were running around, and she was like a herald, and she'd be like, "The day is the world is ending in 3 hours," or whatever. She'd run around. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure, but I've never seen that movie. So Okay. Well, that counts. I thought there'd be more. Oh, hold on. Alberta Films has asked something. If you could work with any Alberta actor, and I think he meant Albertan actor, you haven't worked with yet, who would it be and why? Because couldn't you find someone better anywhere else? Subtext.
Oh my gosh, that's you know, I love thinking about who could possibly be in movies that I'm working. And sometimes, you can have a dream to work with an actor, someone very specific, but just not have a piece that works. I think that there are so many. It would be really hard for me to. I think it'd be really hard for me to actually pinpoint someone. I don't know if I can answer that, quite frankly.
Okay. Well, it brought up a question of, do you write with people in mind? Yeah, specific people. You just like, I'm stealing your character or whatever.
Sometimes I do write with someone in mind, and it could be someone who may never be in the film, but I do write with people in mind, or with.
Well, they don't have to be actors. They're just like your dog sitter.
Sometimes they do that, though. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like imagine a certain person playing a character, but like in Hailey Rose, there's each character is a combination of different aspects and pieces of other people that I know and have been in my life, and then they've been, characterized and dramatized after that. But yeah, definitely, I always try to find the real in it.
Okay.
I combine them so no one watches it and goes, "That's me, isn't it?" No.
Well, yeah, I was wondering about that. They're like, that doesn't seem like me, but I definitely did do that. And then that'll open up a conversation. All right. Well, shit, I forgot the actual thing that I was going to ask. I would like, the next time you write something, I want you to think of me for some small part in it. But then as a character, as a person, whatever I mean to you in your life. And I know you don't think of me often, but I want you to write a small little part and then give it to someone younger and whiter, if you could. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Favorite films. Done. Oh, Hailey, so sorry. Hailey Rose has come out of the NSI Feature First program. What in the hell is the Feature First program?
Oh, it doesn't exist anymore, but I know.
Feature Last program. What is the Feature Last program?
Well, I think Matt went through that too. You know what? So Scott Lepp, who's the producer, Ice Blue producer, and produced like a bunch of the stuff that I've done over the last few years.
Yeah. Filmmaker, producer, casual softball enthusiast, Scott Lepp. Yeah, sure. He's going to be on this show.
Is he?
Soon. Yeah.
Scott's
not with me, because it was on his rider. He wouldn't do it. He wanted to do it with a serious person, so he's going to do it with Gary. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. You think I care, Scott? All right.
Oh God, what did you ask me?
I don't know. It was about that Feature First program, but if it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it unfortunately doesn't exist. But so Scott and I went, and I went there to develop the script. Like, I had a draft, and so I got to go and have a lot of comments from story editors to work through some of the stuff. And Scott went as a producer, doing meetings and meeting people, and so I got to a really good final draft there, and then I could go try and get money, which we did.
Congratulations. Can we ask what the budget on that thing is? Is that important? No?
You can ask Scott. Ask Scott when you see him.
I'm not seeing Scott. I thought we discussed this.
Gary,
what else is... Sorry?
Gary can take a note.
All right.
And then you can just continue to ask Scott about me. That could be the whole conversation with Scott. Could just be about me.
Maybe that would be a thing. I feel like I want to wrestle Scott for no reason, other than I think I could beat him. other than that. Never start a fight you can't win, kids. That's a tip. We got another question here. When casting for actors, an important part of the, it's coming up. That's bigger, easier to see. When casting for an actor, for an important part in your film, now that's every part, come on. What is one characteristic that catches your attention to consider the actor for the role?
That's a really good question. That's a really good question. You know, and especially in a world where we're doing a lot of taped auditions as well, I can tell you, and every director would probably answer this completely differently, but this is my 2 cents, that if I see the scene done the same way 50 times, maybe someone will stand out more than another. If I see it and someone has just taken it in a little bit of a more unique way, but still understands the tone, then that stands out. And also I remember casting one part where there were a lot of great people auditioning, and it could have gone to any of them, but this person wore a particular piece of clothing that was so something that I would never think that character would wear. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, home run. That person just knocked that out of the park with that piece of clothing, because it totally worked and I didn't think of it. And so even though there were 3 of them that could have just really done a great job, that person got it because they found something unique. And sometimes, I have to say too, sometimes people really go for this and it doesn't work at all. So again, it's really truly understanding the tone and really remaining true to the character when something like that works. Yeah.
I find it very difficult to figure out the character when you have 2 pages. You know what I mean? You're like, well,
very true. I
guess I'll whatever. So, you know, I don't know about that. We could have a 30-minute conversation / argument about this, and we will after this is over, not for the public, because I don't believe if we were in a different place, if we were in Vancouver, Toronto, and as an actor, speaking as an actor, which I've done once in a while, if you are getting 5 auditions a week, there's just a ton of work, and you can blow some off, and you can really try, and you can whatever. I think you're allowed to be a little bit brave. I think you're allowed to develop something and be like, I don't think anyone's going to do this. And I think a few people will think of this, but none of them are going to do it. And then you go do it, and it's a complete failure, and it doesn't matter because you're auditioning tomorrow. In town, when auditions do not come up, like, I don't know a shit ton of brave actors. And it's not that they aren't brave. It is the opportunities are so finite that it would be ridiculous for them to be brave. It is silly.
Okay, being someone who sat on the other side of watching a lot of people audition,
Mm-hmm.
I would also say that if there was qualities in there, or they could say, I have another take on it, can I do another one? So there can be in the room with me, there can be a conversation of not just not coming in, going out. There can be that. There can be, hey, I've tried, I have something else. And people have said that to me. You know, they come in, they go, I have 2. Can I try them both on you? So, and the other, you know, and so I would say, just if someone really thinks they want to go out, you know, go to the box and do something, prep for that. And if they want to do something and then say, I also have something that's, you know, something different.
Okay. Interesting.
It is a conversation. Like, there are some people, and I mean, it's nerve-wracking to audition. I totally know that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and like I said, maybe all directors could be different, but I really do want, when I see someone, I really do want to see what they can deliver in the best of who they are. So if they need to take a minute, I don't care if they say, I need to just go in the corner and take a minute. I would rather that than a person, you know, do something that they're not comfortable doing.
That's good to hear, but I think that's more when you're giving a note. You're trying to get them to, hey, I love that. Could you try this? And as a person, as an actor, you're sitting there, the light's on, you're standing at that stupid little tape, and you're like, I'm going to do this right now because I need, one, I can't even think about it, and two, I want them to know that I can just change and change and change and change. And that's so stupid. Even if it's 30 goddamn seconds and it feels like 4 minutes because there's people looking at you from behind that stupid plastic table, take the 30 seconds and try and digest and be like, oh yeah, I could change these two, and that'll probably do what this person's asking me. Sandi, I see by the corner clock on my computer monitor, it is 7:40 now, 6.
No.
That's Calgary Mountain Time, which means, when did we start this at 7:30 or did we start this at 7? When the hell did we start this? Sandi, answer me. Oh, Gary's saying 25 minutes? We've only done 25 minutes? We've done 45 minutes.
We've done 46 minutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Gary, you're going to have to learn how to do some pinafore. We need some pinafores, and no one talks about that enough. You know what? The second last question is not even a question, it's a statement. It just says, I followed Ice Blue, which means, you know, it was here in town, and then it was like, did it play in Vancouver? Did it play at a fest in Vancouver? Or am I completely lying? Because I was out of town working on something, and I saw it in Okotoks or something. Didn't even see it in Calgary.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You went to Okotoks. It played in Vancouver, one of the cinemas there.
And that's the thing. I was in Vancouver for something, and then I was driving in a bus, and I looked over, and I'm like, God damn, Ice Blue. You know? I didn't have a cell phone back then, but, you know. So I just followed that. And then I said, the last thing I have here is tips for kids. And really, that's just, is there anything you suggest? This whole thing with Herland, 5-6 people at a time. What are the other? Do you have anything? Do you have any suggestions for young filmmakers starting out today? Female, male, other, whatever.
The only
way
to become a filmmaker is to make a film. So I would just say make a film. And, you know, nowadays there's so many different ways you can approach filmmaking, and, you know, direct anything that you're inspired to direct and give it a go, because the more you do it, the better you get at it. It's not something that you can read a book and learn about it. You can, but when you get out in life, and really directing is about making decisions and hoping that you've made the right decisions on the spur of the moment. And so I always say, even I do this to this day, I take one thing that is a challenge for me, or one thing that I may be nervous about, and I make sure that I put at least one risk in everything I do, so that I can continue to either fail or succeed.
But just one risk.
Just one risk that I don't want to take, I put it in.
Interesting. Very interesting. I rehearse, not for film, obviously, for life. I rehearse, you know, a lot and practice things. And that's why this went so smoothly. Because I don't like being embarrassed. I just don't. So Sandi, if I can call you Sandi.
What else do you want to call me?
A lot of things. Now, we have a trailer. We have a trailer for Ice Blue. We've also like blown out the time, but if you know, we can definitely play the trailer while you talk about Hailey Rose. Just talk about it over Ice Blue or whatnot. But otherwise, I think we're like at the end of this. I think you've had it up to here with me, right up to the eyebrow. Don't do that. All right. Which type of actor do you prefer to work with? Someone with a lot of experience, someone with a lot of eagerness, someone with difficulties.
That's a great question.
And well read. Finish your thoughts,
Sandi. Badly read. Do you know what? I like both. I enjoy working with both. And what I like to do is to bring it, like, I really do think of the chemistry of everybody. Like when someone is, say, you know, a well-trained actor, and someone else is untrained but eager. And I think about how their energy and interaction would be, and hoping that they can ensemble together. So I personally like doing that. I think it creates a really exciting atmosphere.
A bit of distrust as well. Just a bit of energy, a bit of distrust from the people, which I think is very healthy. Because actors are needy and need to be put in their place. Okay, so Sandy, should we play the thing?
Sure.
And then, all right, Mr. Producer, if you don't mind producing the thing for me, and then I'll think about an outro because I am terrible at outros.
I want to see Mom for my birthday. I really want to see her, Dad.
Sure. I'll be back before dark.
Happy 16th birthday. You look so pretty.
So what's this Christian boy like?
Dark. Something out of a detective novel.
Weird loner, wife ran off, keeps his daughter locked up.
Maybe you're ready to hear about the past. About the lies.
What lies you left?
You need to get out of here, Ariel. This place is killing you.
You've hidden my whole life from me. What other secrets are you keeping, Josh?
You can't have her! You hear me? Dude, I'll wreck you!
I told you we weren't finished.
Woohoo! All right. I've forgotten most of that film. I don't remember it being that intense. Oh, Sandy, you've been muted. Have I muted you?
No, I'm just not talking.
Oh, good. Okay. What? I'm not a great lip reader. I'm also bad with emotions. So you're going to have to try harder.
Oh my God, can we end this, please?
Yeah, we're going to end it right now. This is going to be it. You're going to have to stick around, though, and explain yourself. So you know that. Sandy, thank you so much for taking your, I don't know, Wednesday? Is it a Wednesday? It feels like a Wednesday. All right. And talking to us and telling us a bit about your process and the fact that you hate music and all those other good things. I wish you nothing but more success. More success on your next 70 gosh darn films. I said I was going to work on the outro, but I didn't. So guys, once again, thank you so much for watching Talent Talk. I believe next time you'll have your regular host, Gary. I can't remember his last name right now. And he'll be talking to someone. I know Scott Lepp's going to be coming up very soon. And Brandon, there's a cat. If it walked a little further, I'd see the back door of that cat. Just keep calling it. What's the name of that cat?
Oh, this is Willow.
Willow?
Willow.
Oh, now named for the Val Kilmer film?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sweet. Anyway, Sandy, thank you so much. And just stick around a little bit, because then I'll apologize, but like in person. Okay?
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yay. All right, guys, thanks so much. See you next time on Talent Talk.